Continue, да? Где мы там остановились-то? Мы Блейд Вульфа прошли. После Блейд Вульфа была кат-сцена и все, да? Мне кажется, на этом закончим. Так, окей. Чуть-чуть проапгрейдили Ройдена. Так. Музон. Да, надо обязательно, конечно, после того, как пройду игру, скачать саундтрек. Он охрененный. Так, чувак показан с рукой. Это значит, мне нужна его рука? Зандацу. Нет, погодите, зандацу это когда разрубаешь врага. Bullseye.
More classified Patriot information was in that man's holographic memory.
Так. Понятно, алерт горит. Так, я вроде всех убил. А, понятно. Понятно. О, как приятно, конечно. Так. А. Так. Есть какие-нибудь секретики? Пока не вижу. На здание он лезть не хочет. А, хочет. Охеренно. Так, вон ходят враги. Враги Гекка, конечно же. О, Гидендес, привет. Да, тут самое анимешное аниме в мире. И Лакни сейчас подсказал, что в этой игре работает Konami код. Это сейчас было охеренно. Его надо вводить на... Как он называется, господи? Чуваки, не обращайте внимания, просто карусель упала. На экране, главное. Тайтл скрине. Так. Стелс! Можно по стелсу Гекку убить, кстати? Чё, серьезно можно? Охуеть, я не знал об этом. А, Панда Кун, привет. Добрый день. Гекка можно по стелсу убить, охереть. Так. Охереть. Так, что я еще здесь пропущен? Сундук. Как-то темновато, мне кажется. О, да, поначалу, когда я первый раз проходил игру, мне это казалось невероятно сложно. Сейчас гораздо проще. Я не знаю почему, или я тогда наловчился еще. Но вот самое сложное, это было самое начало игры. После этого как-то тут все легче, и под конец что-то вообще проблемы именно с блокированием нападают. Я не понял, как. Я открыл... А где? А, во. Опс, я сказал и сразу пропустил, да. Да, это было херово. Так, сюда мне надо, тогда я сюда не пойду. Где открытый сундук, который я открыл? Мне очень нравятся здесь, конечно, локации. Они довольно такие широкие, куча всяких секретиков. Это что такое? Холочип. Что такое холочип? Так, все. Так, все, да, больше ничего здесь нет.
We intercepted call for backup during your last fight. The caller's position is on your Soliton radar. You can engage if you wish. It is your choice.
Конечно, engage. Это что вообще за вопрос? Все сайд-квесты, что здесь есть, ну тут это, по-моему, вообще минимум. Вот это... Опс, сейчас.
I got a visual on Dolzaev and Mistral. Looked like they were arguing over something. Mistral's heading up the force at the refinery, correct? We're sure on that?
Yes, but I'm not sure how good a commander she is. As a fighter, talented, yes, I know, but...
Well, neither one looked very happy. Maybe she'll withdraw.
Oh, I doubt that. She may not like him, but she will follow her orders. She is just the leader on the ground here, I think. Someone else is calling the shots behind cover.
All right. But what's the end game here?
Я забыл по
Say
коду
I die
позвонить.
and we can't stop them. Then what? Are they even capable of forming a real government? Do they think the people here would support Dolzaev?
Good questions, Tovarich. History shows it is a much easier thing to take a government than to keep it. An unpopular regime can only ignore the will of the people for so long before they rise up. And trying to do all this with PMC soldiers? Difficult. And very, very expensive.
Someone else must be bankrolling this for their own reasons. Someone with very deep pockets. Who stands to benefit the most from all this?
Most likely someone with an interest in that refinery. The plant has pipelines connecting with Sochi in Russia and Supsa in Georgia. Crude oil from the Caspian Sea is refined in Sukhumi and then sent on to
Crude oil
Russia.
это что? Это у нас что?
Oil. I wonder if Dolzaev knows he's being used. Then again, I wonder if he'd even care.
Это нет? Нет?
What do you think Dolzaev and that woman were discussing? Even your ears could not catch it, huh?
No. Even enhanced hearing doesn't help when it's too far for sound vibrations to travel.
A pity they were outdoors. We could have deployed laser surveillance unit if they were inside, near window.
Yeah. Maybe if conditions were
Какие они
perfect.
выёбистые, а?
I'd have to be lined up just right to get the beam directly in front of the glass. And there's the problem of noise, too.
Duh, true enough.
Anyway, not much point talking about it now. Better I just head over there and wrap this up.
Of course, of course.
Просто
I
добавилось...
only wonder because I have no idea what Dolzaev is thinking. The more intel we have, the better.
Добавилась
Relax,
маленькая
Boris.
катсценка, да?
Once I
И
take
теперь
out
они
Mistral,
обсасывают
the
эту
rest will be
катсцену со
easy.
всех сторон вообще.
Let us hope so.
И это я только с ним разговаривал.
Boris, any idea where they're getting the money to fund this operation? Assembling this many cyborgs can't come cheap. Not to mention getting them all here.
There are two questions we have about the money. Is Dolzaev paying Desperado out of his own pocket?
Nope.
And if not, then who is?
Duh. We do not know size of Dolzaev's war chest, only that he has some funding. Insurgent does not always mean the dirt poor guerrilla with the hunting rifle and homemade bomb. Some rebel groups are very well funded. In Arab oil nations, for instance.
О, не, кодек
They have
здесь очень
benefactors who
интересный,
share the
но
same ideology.
его так дохера.
There is also a chance some other party is backing Desperado directly, creating conflict for their own reasons, like the
Кто бы
Patriots
это
used
мог
to.
быть?
Many groups stand to profit from wars, yes? Not just PMCs. Arms maker, contractor. Perhaps it is this kind of
Может быть,
cooperation behind it.
The
Какой-нибудь...
oil interests alone could
American?
make billions here.
Duh. Already this violence so near the Abkhazia-Sochi pipeline is affecting markets.
В
An
смысле, с
interruption in the
Кинг-Конгом в
pipeline would
МГС-3?
shift the balance of power
Ты имеешь в
between the
виду,
world's
типа,
oil
разговоры про
giants.
фильмы или что-нибудь типа?
Whether it's Dolzaev's goal or no, many groups stand to gain a lot of money from this mess.
Чё? Серьезно? Серьезно? Какого хера? Он здесь гораздо больше, чем в МГС-4. Он здесь больше, чем в МГС-2 и в МГС-1. Тут у нас раз, два, три, четыре. 4 человека, с которыми мы базарим по кодеку. И они каждый говорят дохерища. Вот это сейчас новые диалоги были после одной маленькой катсцены. С одним человеком. Если я уверен, я позвоню кому-нибудь из этих, они тоже мне что-нибудь новое расскажут.
You get all that, Kev? The woman with Dolzaev.
Вот, да.
That's Miss
Это
Traum?
охереть.
Yep, the only female member of the Winds of Destruction. The name is from a cold, dry regional wind in
Здесь
France
гораздо
that blows
больше.
from the Alps down to the Mediterranean.
She French?
Практически. Мне очень
Born in
нравится...
Algeria, though. It was a French colony until they declared
Мне
independence
нравятся
in the early
диалоги очень
60s.
МГС-3. Наверное, там
But you
у
already knew
них.
that.
Yeah. They were the last French colony in Africa.
You know your history. Plenty of French colonial families still live there. Billets noirs, they're called.
I've heard the term. The main character in that Camus novel, The Stranger, was one.
You also find a lot of Algerians who immigrated to France, although they put a stop to that a while ago.
Yeah. A lot of European countries seem to be clamping
Oops.
down on immigration lately.
Miss Strahl joined the Foreign Legion to
Oops.
get her citizenship.
A woman legionnaire?
And not the first. There was one that served in the North Africa campaign during World War II. Anyway, Miss Strahl's been doing PMC work ever since her Legion discharge. We're not sure why she went cyborg. She's officially leading the force at the
Snake-shaped
refinery,
gun.
but she is also a combatant. Don't have anything on her combat style, but do not underestimate her. The Winds of Destruction are trained killers, all of them. They didn't let her in because of her looks.
I don't need a reminder. I won't let my guard down.
Yeah, but, speaking of her looks, she's got, well, I mean, a couple of huge...
Мужик,
Look, just don't get distracted, okay?
мужик, тебе лет 30, скажи сиськи.
Sounds like you should take your own advice there, Kev.
Да. Окей.
Up above you.
Бля, вертолета нет. А хотя чё, погодите, стоп. Понятно. Охуеть, охуеть, чё? Вертолеты так делают, да? А, все, я понял. Я хотел его по-другому уже. Че, доктору позвонить? Узнать, что он скажет? Бля, я, конечно, всосал сейчас вообще. Мне еще я каким-то хером поставили. За что, я не понял. Просто чтобы не стоял. Так. Доктор, что нам скажет доктор?
Doc, my fuel cells are running low. What happens if I completely tap them out?
You will lose the ability to perform any action which requires a great amount of energy. But even when your gauge reads 0, you retain basic movement. You can walk around and swing your sword. Use this time to absorb more electrolytes from your enemies. Recharge your cells as soon as possible.
Roger that.
А, окей, он сказал скучную вещь на самом деле. Так.
Raiden, the cliff is just ahead at the end of the old city. Beyond that is the refinery's backyard.
So what? It's a sheer drop? The refinery's not connected to the city at all?
No, it was only built 2 years ago. There should be a narrow path around there that leads to the plant. It is protected by a fence, but probably you can cut your way
Так,
through.
у Platinum ведь
Don't
несколько
get
команд,
cocky.
да? Я как
Most likely
понимаю,
it
в
is
студии.
Desperado running security down there.
И люди, которые потом работали над вот этой игрой, именно они потом делали Astral Chain, да? Я так понимаю. Расскажи мне про нефтеперерабатывающий завод.
That's the back of the refinery. I see a door there, but it probably has an alarm. Can you use the ventilation duct?
You mean that huge fan?
Just cut off the blades as it spins. Easy, yes?
Окей. Серьезно, да? Блин, просто Astral Chain так механиками некоторыми похож на Rising, что... А, еще же Нир был. Я про Нир забыл совсем. Вот это вот, да, место, которое показывали в первом трейлере, который был еще просто Metal Gear Solid Rising. Где впервые показывали вот эту зондацию систему. Да. Гекко, Гекко!
Watch out! They keep on coming!
Вы заебали! Не, я понимаю, что Нир не про это, но, по-моему, я просто в демку играл, и мне боевка показалась относительно похожа на... Чуть-чуть на... Этот, блядь, как он называется? На Rising. Байонетта не играл. Ну, кроме демки на PS3, которая мне не понравилась. Blade Mode, зачем мне здесь Blade Mode?
Dolsaev and his team must be in here. Find him.
Так. Кортни, что ты мне скажешь?
Raiden, you need to save?
Did you catch all that with Dolsaev and Mistral?
Yeah, I was monitoring the whole time.
По-моему, она это
not really
говорила.
what I expected. I've seen his file, plenty of...
Это она
No,
говорила.
Cold.
Yeah,
Of course. What about...
probably...
Она там возмущена, как выглядит Мистраль. О, камеры! Мы же по стелсу идем, поэтому мы будем уничтожать камеры. Ого. Лазерные.
Raiden, wait. There are active IR sensors in the area. Part of factory security, no doubt, but the enemy may be using it.
И чё? Чё он не хочет? Чё, какой алерт? Кто? А! Окей. А. Да хватит, блядь, стрелять в Райдена. Я все-таки рад, что они решили не вставлять в игру стелс, не делать упор в этой игре на стелс. Райдену это бы не подошло вообще. Да что такое? Вы что, прикалываетесь? Ничего здесь не лежит. Что это? Что это? Это что, на второй этаж можно? А, это на второй этаж нужно. Окей. Да, блядь, вы что, прикалываетесь? Мне кажется, мне сейчас это... Ой, блин. Я слышал слово ракет. Бля, да чего клево все-таки, такая клевая боёвка. Эй! Мне надо жизнь восстановить. Так, вопрос, как мне эти камеры снять? Я знаю только один путь, но это какой-то дорогой путь. Хотя, с другой стороны, о чем мне экономить ракеты? Я пользуюсь этим, да? Я пользуюсь мечом. Так, еще есть? Вроде нет. Да что у вас? Серьезно, серьезно! Че я собираю вот это, интересно, такое? Так. Вообще здесь, наверное, фармиться можно. С улицы идет знакомый запах канализации. Как хорошо жить в Твери. Так. Сейчас, одну секунду. Так. Где еще камера? Я в упор не видел эту камеру. Где она? Я видел сейчас лазер. А, вон она. Да, обычно такого запаха нет, я не знаю, что за херня. Так, чекпоинт. У меня 26 тысяч, может мне стоит прокачать что-нибудь? Раз чекпоинт, я начну с чекпоинта, да, если я это сделаю. Так. You will restart story mode from the last checkpoint, да. От западного метра. А, Мистраль. Так. Absorption enhancement energy. Force use of consumption blade mode reduce damage energy. Так, меч в последнюю очередь качаем, я думаю. Боди. Боди. Я могу купить другой боди, но, наверное, не стоит это делать. Так, лайф. Куплено. Fuel cells. Вот это куплю. Да, здесь есть прокачка. Тут причем очень... Без прокачки это очень тяжело проходить. Так. Скиллы. Кстати, Зандерстрайк, а как его делать? Я его экипировал, но я забыл. О, привет, Ваша. Так. Свип-кик. О, что-то квик-дро. Data version. First enabling him to attack immediately as he draws his blade. Так. Еще 8000 есть. Наверное, все-таки проапгрейжу тогда клинок. Так. Тут единственное, она очень неудобно сделана. Каждый раз, когда ты входишь в прокачку, тебя откидывают на последний чекпоинт. Поэтому смысл есть только на чекпоинте это само прокачивается. Это на самом деле странно и неудобно. Чувачок идет. Еще один чувачок идет. О нет, они меня увидели. О, Топс. Да блять, кто это из гранатомета херачит? В смысле Revenge? Это Metal Gear Rising под заголовок Revengeance. Revengeance. Revenge и Vengeance вместе. Это очень умное слово. Что это? Ей, Data Storage. Спасибо. Так, я потратил весь гранатомет, да? Отлично. Там мстительность. Ха! Интересно. У меня есть аналог чав-гранат. Ха! Я не знал, что такое есть в этой игре. Я, честно говоря, не пользовался, когда первый раз проходил игру сайд-вещами. Endurance +1. Вот, вещи для прокачки некоторые надо искать на уровнях разброшу. Так, окей. Че, ничего здесь? Так, сундук пропущенный, я его вижу. Опс. Где он? А как я его пропустил? Еще один? Что? Или они отреспаунились на чекпоинте? Она поначалу, пока не понимаешь, как работает боевая система, она сложно идет. Тяжело. У меня были большие проблемы с ней. Так, слишком темно, я нихуя не понимаю. Картонная коробка? Серьезно? Серьезно, и там кто-то сидит, серьезно. А там главное понять, как работает система блокировки. Как только ты понимаешь, как она работает, все становится гораздо.
So who actually owns this place?
Бля, я не про это
On the
захотел
books, a
позвонить, я
private
насчет
Abkhaz
коробки.
firm. In reality, the
Коллекция?
Russian state.
So all the money goes right back to Russia?
It does provide Abkhazia with fuel and electricity, but yes, it was clearly built for Russian interests.
How do you mean?
The Caspian Sea is a major source of gas and oil, but these days most of it never passes through Russia. Not since the Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan pipeline was built. With it, the oil flows straight to Europe.
But that pipeline runs straight through Georgia. Why did the Georgian government allow it?
Money, of course, and power. Having a major pipeline run through your land brings plenty of both. The South Ossetia War taught Georgia they could not always rely on the West for support. They began working more with their neighbors in the region to build their own power base.
So Georgia stands to gain from this coup?
Duh, it would seem this way. Any scenario that ends with the refinery no longer under Russian control is good for Georgia. Even if they do not retake Abkhazia outright, they benefit if new regime is more friendly to Georgia. Perhaps this is Dolzaev's idea, to attract Abkhaz political leaders with a pro-Georgia agenda.
And that's why Georgia isn't taking action?
I very much doubt Georgian government would be involved in anything so obvious and so reckless. There must be someone else behind all this.
And Dolzaev's just playing along? Why would he?
Revenge, Tovarich. Anything to hurt Russia. Perhaps money as well. Who knows?
Yeah, the Russians can't be happy about all this. Let me guess. They contacted you through the FSB, right?
There were conversations, yes. But it was the Abkhaz government that enlisted us. We only took this mission because we knew it would help the people there. Besides, we cannot leave Desperado unchecked. Not after what happened.
Right. I won't let them profit from this mess. And we need to learn who's backing them.
Duh. And the first step to do this is take back that refinery.
Так.
Raiden, I've been thinking. What Sundowner
Про
said. How
коробку
peace
никто
in
не
Africa was a problem for him. Do you remember?
Yeah. Doesn't sound like somebody fighting for an anti-Inmani faction, does it? The Prime Minister definitely had his detractors. Anyone in that position would. But he listened to them, treated them fairly. There was no real injustice for the opposition to rally around. So the rival factions never got that popular or that well-funded. There's no way they could afford all this.
But it does not make sense for Desperado to be acting alone here either. Even if they trigger full-blown war, there is no guarantee they would get the contract.
Я только одному
Perhaps
человеку
this is
звоню.
about natural resources?
Тут охереть.
The last civil
Охереть.
war was over
диалог
precious
ведется,
metals.
конечно.
You think big business hired Desperado to shake things up?
Who can say? At least it has not grown into a real civil war. Yet.
We need to figure out who's at the root of all this if we're gonna end it.
But knowing is only half the battle. It is the other half that will get you killed.
Well, no matter what, this mission has a nice side benefit. Putting a dent in Desperado will screw whoever's backing them, too.
Our focus is to help the Abkhaz people. But if we hurt those responsible for this on the way, well, so be it.
Так, понятно. Насчет коробки он не реагирует. Мужики в коробках. Охереть.
Nice hiding spot. Wonder where he learned that from.
Погодите, я тебе рассказывал про этого мужика уже. Мы же с Кевином про Снейка.
So, Kev, what
Yep.
exactly goes on here anyway? I mean, obviously refining oil.
Metal Slug
but
для
what else
мобилочек.
involved with that? How careful do I need to be?
Skip that week in science class, huh? All right. How much do you know already?
Just the basics. They take crude and refine it into gas and stuff. Other usable fuels, right?
Well, yeah. And stuff. Kerosene, liquefied
Мне
petroleum
понравилось
gas, naphtha,
с
jet
Kingdom
fuel.
Hearts'ом для
The raw
мобилочек.
material for ethylene. which is then
Анонсировали
the raw
новых
material for
персонажей с
polyethylene
такой
and other
помпой.
plastics. Crude oil is used for a lot more than just
Этот.
fuel, you know.
И, короче,
These
в
days,
первом же
it's the
эпизоде
core
в
component of
конце
just about
их всех
every chemical
выкидывают.
product.
А, здорово.
Okay.
Crude contains a lot of molecular hydrocarbons and impurities. The refinery distills and extracts these hydrocarbons at their different boiling points. Once the impurities are removed, what's left can be used to make gasoline and so on.
Right. So, pretty much exactly what I said in the first place.
Oh, well, if you know all this already, I guess we're done here.
I could use a bit more detail on...
All right, cool then. Kevin out.
О, спасибо, можно ему больше не звонить. Так. А, он 3D-шный? Да, это большая проблема. Здесь проблема с кодеком, что кодек слишком хорош, его слишком много. Мне очень нравится здесь кодек в этой игре, но слушать его постоянно это невозможно. В некоторых моментах он начинает конфликтовать с самой игрой, что очень странно. По-моему, это начиная с 3 главы или с 4. Двадашный геймплей, 3D-шный графон. Я не знаю, я в Metal Slug, честно говоря, толком не играл. Так, давайте пойдемте вниз. О, не зря мы. Почти, да. Сейчас будет не странно. У меня, в принципе, на первом прохождении в МГС-3 была похожая проблема. Там, например, в первой миссии дохерища диалогов с босс можно послушать. По-моему. Да. Мистрал.
I was wondering when you'd come.
Jack
the
the Ripper.
Ripper.
No one calls me that anymore. Dosaev, where is he?
I can show you a better time than that crusty old bear.
You're in charge here?
I am Mistral, the cold wind of France. And you, your reputation precedes you. Liberian, but white as snow. A natural-born killer, even as a child.
That was a long time ago.
I was born in Algeria myself, you know. I'm only half French.
And?
We had our own civil war in the 90s. So you see? Cut from the same cloth, you and I.
You don't know me.
I lost my whole family. Everything. But I butchered those fuckers. My family's killers. That's when I realized I am a killer too. And a good one at that. I slaughtered dozens in Iraq, in Afghanistan. I'd found my calling.
Proud of that, are you?
What happened, happened. To be honest, I found it quite dull. My enemies fell like domino, one after another. Not once did I feel threatened. I was adrift, without challenge, without purpose. At times, I even envied my prey. At least they had a cause to die for. And then, I met him.
Who?
And I knew what I had been missing. His ideals gave my life meaning. Ideals, Jack. What are yours?
I protect the weak.
Still so naive.
And if I must kill to protect them, then so be it.
It seems we have less in common than I thought.
I'll take that as a compliment.
If you would kill for your ideals, then surely you are ready to die for them.
Это охуенно. Сравните просто с представлением Beauty and the Beast в МГС 4. Я что-то не то сделал, да? Окей, убегаю. Опс. Бля, какие здесь босс-файты все-таки классные, а. На гранат. О, Господи. Мне, знаете, что это напоминает? Ашуру. О.
want to play?
О, это великолепно. Я не знаю, это...
Mr. Report! Your vitals are dropping.
I lost. So this is how they felt.
What?
Dying. For a cause.
Да, это невероятно, что эта игра существует,
No,
конечно.
hold on.
I am sorry. He was too much.
I do not need apology. I need you alive.
But I know you will never fall.
What? What is this talk about?
Je t'aime. De tout mon corps.
Je t'aime. Mister, you'll never...
Так, я не понял, чей это голос сейчас был.
She's not talking to you, idiot.
You killed her! You nuts! Murderer!
That's rich coming from you. It's overdose, I have. Surrender.
Ёб твою мать.
Translation.
Why would I surrender? You are exactly where I want.
Shit.
Built with Russian money to make Russian money. It is no plan for outcasts. It is their prison. But now, they will be free!
Damn. Crazy son of a bitch.
Ryder? Ryder, what happened?
Bastard blew himself up.
I see. Time to get you out of there. We're sending a helicopter. Secure an LZ.
Understood.
Си-ранг. Я не понял, я две штуки чего-то пропустила. Где это пропустил, хер знает. Надо более тщательно пробегать эти миссии, конечно. Не миссия, а локации. Customize Ride and Body. Yes, please. Так, у нас добавилось второе оружие, да? Это круто. Его покупать не надо, да? Да. А, его надо покупать, блять. Долзаев, короче, Долзаев хочет максимально навредить России. Поэтому вот этот нефтеперерабатывающий завод, построенный в Абхазии, он был на российские деньги и, соответственно, качал... Вся прибыль уходила России. Соответственно, ему нужно было взорвать этот завод. А себя он взорвал... Хер знает почему. Так, сила +1 для этого оружия или что я могу? Так. Endurance +1 у меня принято. Коде прокачано. Quick Draw. Я, наверное, оставлю пока, чтобы потом купить что-нибудь. Да? Или Sky High купить. Не буду. О, да! О, да!
So you've got some kind of disguise lined up, right?
Disguise.
All set.
Hope so. You'd be a little conspicuous just walking the
Наш
street.
агент тайный, блядь, который инфильтрировался, работал на Foxhound.
Yeah. Well, just get into the sewer system ASAP. Hopefully anyone who notices you will just mind their own business.
Который, по идее, мастер стелса должен быть.
Sure you want the K9000 there along for this one?
I had the good doctor make some adjustments along with the repairs. Remote piloting and AI wiping have been disabled. So yeah, I say let's throw him a bone.
Wordplay. My exoskeleton resembles a canine. Canines enjoy bones. Amusing on 2 levels.
Let's go.
Нет, лучше этого дисгайза, конечно, не будет. Вообще, это... Если так подумать, это довольно российский дизайн. Дисгайз.
¿Quién es ese güey? ¿Un mariachi? ¿No? ¿Un cyborg? Ese sombrero. ¿Qué?
Откуда у Райдена такая машина?
Adios, amigos.
¿Viste? Qué raro, ¿eh? Hay que hacer que no lo vimos. Vámonos ya.
Ай, бля. Это так охуенно.
It's right. I'm in the sewer system.
All right, let's get started. Your mission's to investigate the Desperado-affiliated research center somewhere in that area. According to the intel from our client, the lab's been dumping illegal waste into those sewers. FYI, they're also involved with the cartels in human trafficking. Allegedly, anyway.
This just gets better and better.
Tell me about it. We need you to infiltrate the lab and find out everything you can. Of course, you'll have to find it first. We still don't know the exact location.
Вода стрёмная.
So I'm looking for anywhere the lab might hook up with the sewers?
Yep. If they're actually dumping waste, they've got to link up somehow. Find that connection, sneak into the lab, and see if you can find evidence implicating them on anything.
No problem. Stealth's my specialty.
Right. Well,
Да, Райден, ты уже
Do we have
показал,
any
что
idea
делать.
what kind of research they're doing there?
not really. Maybe something related to all the people they're trafficking.
Like experimentation?
It's possible. First things first, though. Find a way into that lab. Oh, right. It says here the locals say black crocodiles live in those sewers, so, you know, watch out.
Black crocodiles? Could they be talking about UGs?
А, мы тут
Maybe
этих
just an
первых
urban legend.
встретим как раз первый
But
раз.
still, be careful.
I will scout ahead. You will provide. Back up.
Sir, yes, sir.
Commence operation.
Так, как менять оружие? Нет.
Right. Unidentified UGs are patrolling the sewers. Exercise caution.
Так. Ну вот я поставил оружие, да? А какого менять? А! А, оно заменяет мои тяжелые атаки. А, прикольно. То есть меч у меня всегда на мне будет. Так, окей, я вам включу кодек и сейчас подойду через секунду. Я не могу, я пить
Thanks to the full efforts of the workers, power was restored in just 2 days.
Pretty impressive.
Only the power plant is back online though. Refinery itself will likely be out of service for months. Fuel sent from Supsa is being used to power the plant for now.
Just wish I could have stopped him.
Impossible without a sniper. And in our focus on anti-cyborg combat, we were unprepared. Thankfully, other than financial losses, few Abkhaz citizens were seriously affected. The plant workers had already been evacuated, and most were hired back on to rebuild refinery. We received payment and are not being blamed for the suicide blast.
Good to hear. It should go a long way to help fix our reputation.
Duh. And even more good news. Desperado is down one of its top captains.
Let's hope they learned a lesson.
We can hope, but it is doubtful. We still do not know who is supporting them. Even if we shut Desperado down entirely, their backers could simply hire some other PMC.
Whoever it is, you really think they're interested in the pipeline? Who'd benefit besides the Georgians?
Hard to say. Whatever the plan was, it went up in flames with Dulcayev's suicide. The problem is that there are countless companies and governments profiting off the BTC pipeline. Whoever is behind it, they may be too big for a simple security firm like us to do anything.
Yeah, one thing we do know, though, is that Sundowner's more than just a pawn in all of this. We need to watch him. Trafficking or not, we need to stop their operation here.
Find the evidence, and perhaps we can do that. And Tovarich, be careful.
Так, он что-нибудь интересное сказал вообще?
Have you ever worked with this client of ours before?
Da. Several active human rights groups engage in non-violent interventions like this one.
Тут что значит human trafficking происходит, да? Они пошли исследовать, что происходит.
Most serious human rights abuses take place in unstable regions, after all. Legitimate human rights
Не, ну тут есть довольно прикольные эти какие-то, кроме вот этой штуки, еще что-то было прикольное оружие, мне кажется.
Yeah. It's different for private groups working in hostile regions, especially when some of that hostility comes from the local authorities.
Indeed. NGOs and security firms play a
Вулф
greater role in
появился, да? Я не
peacekeeping
заметил.
too.
Точно.
You know, DDR business, disarmament,
DDR,
demobilization,
Dance
reintegration,
Revolution.
like the UN runs it. Usually carrying weapons is not permitted for the group involved, for obvious reasons.
So outfits like ours run guard duty. If the locals don't like armed peacekeepers,
Кстати, для PlayStation 2 есть танцевальные коврики и есть лицензионный диск для PlayStation 1 Dancing Stage Disney Mix. Там мелодии из диснеевских мультиков.
It's very different from usual. More direct sort of security work, especially at beginning. But I got used to it. Less danger of unexpected conflict, and the pay is pretty good. We've built a good reputation for this kind of work. This is why NGO hired us for this job.
Джо, как расшифровывается?
How are things back in Abkhazia?
Так.
Thanks to the full efforts of the workers.
Я так понимаю, это он говорил, да, про Абхазию?
Good to hear. Let's hope
we can even
whoever yeah, we need
find the evidence and
Так. Вульф появился, да?
Raiden. Ambulatory unmanned gears detected in sewer network.
What? Desperados already spotted us?
Negative. These UGs are not engaged in proper perimeter security. Even were the lab anticipating our assault, they would not set up patrols down here. It is too far from the lab to be effectively guarded.
So what are they doing down here?
По-моему, про Сэма DLC тоже в этой локации происходит.
Meaning?
With Neuro AI, there is no delineation between hardware and software. You cannot simply extract the learning data from one AI and insert it into another. In order to prepare a UG's AI for deployment, each must learn its duties on an individual basis.
So they're using a Mexican sewer as their training ground.
No, it would be impractical to implement on-the-field training for every AI in their force. In most cases, AIs are fed simulated data sets, plus feedback based on their chosen actions. Put another way, they
Да,
engage
мне
in
казалось,
VR training.
мне казалось, как
So
раз у
then
него
why
там...
are they
А,
here?
I believe they are collecting data to improve upon their VR training code. To build a better VR regimen, they must go out in the field to experiment and gather data. It is probable they are using the sewers to
Да,
help
там
improve
у
their
него
AI's
босс
behavior
пятый,
in
этот,
enclosed
пятый
spaces.
ветер
That's the sort of subcontracting work this lab
какой-то,
does?
It
которого в игре
appears
нету.
likely.
Oh, great. And here I was hoping the worst we'd have to deal with is toxic waste.
Unfortunately, not.
Wolf? You're a one-of-a-kind prototype, right?
Correct. I was originally conceived as a
Конечно, и
weapon
мы
to
никогда
replace
больше не
humans
встретим
and
похожие
cyborgs.
прототипы. Не
Conversation
прототипы, а
and
модели.
intelligent decision-making were deemed essential to the role. The project was eventually cancelled after 3 years in development.
Why?
I have intelligence, but I lack a specific quality essential to any combatant.
А, он именно про
What's
ИИ
that?
имеется в виду.
Brutality. I am not human. Thus, I lack the brutality inherent to humanity. I was shut down, then revived, apparently on Sundowner's orders.
Sundowner? But what's he want with you?
Unknown. A manifestation of his sense of humor, perhaps. As a machine, I am more sensitive to my fellow man than an actual fellow man. This amused him.
Guy has an odd sense of humor.
Так, что-нибудь еще интересное он скажет?
So, you were under
Oh.
Mistral's command all this time?
I originally took orders from Sundowner, but not for long. As a novelty, I did not last. Mistral saw more potential in me.
What'd she see?
Unknown. However, she apparently enjoys the company of dogs. She demanded 100% obedience. As long as it was given, she treated me well.
She was looking for companionship?
That I cannot say. I still have relatively little communication experience with humans.
Вульф мне нравится, он
My
потрясающий
ability to
здесь.
read emotions not explicitly expressed by speech is lacking.
Так, ну ладно, хватит диалога. Стелс — это его специальность. Так. Гекко? Нет? Да, вот эти говнюки.
Better take out that UG quick. Don't want to attract too much attention down there.
Бля, надо как-то уходить от этой атаки. У меня есть дэш какой-то, я забыл. Нету, да? Бля, я не знаю, что с этим делать. Ворот? А как у ворот работает? На какой он кнопке? Я не помню никакого у ворота, честно говоря.
I see a maintenance catwalk. Use it to conceal yourself if necessary.
Чё, по стелсу его сейчас? Спасибо.
There's the Raiden I know.
Стелсовый Райден, который убивает всех незаметно. Который тревогу не включает. Секретик. Да? Охереть! Охереть! Серьезно? Охуеть! Я не знал про это. Спасибо. Всех нет. Но если не поднята тревога, и враг находится под тобой, или ты со спины, ты по стелсу спокойно убиваешь. Всех нет. Тут есть иногда стелс-секции, но они довольно тяжелые. Здесь Райден не умеет ни пригибаться, ни ползать, поэтому... да, может быть, вообще это где-то сказано. Может, это где-то сказано было, может, это я просто как дебил все пропустил. Help. Help! Блять. Упс. Лаунчер. Слайд паузу. Зандер Страйк. Вниз, вверх, квадратик. Ну-ка. Момент. Offensive offense, вот оно, да? Ну, это эта штука, да. Квадратик, треугольник. Поларм. Квадратик, треугольник, квадратик. Квадратик, квадратик, треугольник. Так. Я не понял. Ну, как я понял, да. Он типа пускает какую-нибудь волну свою крутую, там, я не знаю, энергии. Ну, я не знаю, без прокачки, наверное, в эту игру вообще очень сложно играть. Возможно, конечно, но это ух, наверное. Так.
Right. There is a boy in these sewers.
Так, бой? Он сказал бой?
There's a boy down here? Are you sure?
An AI never lies.
What? Well, that's a lie right there. You think the Patriot AIs told nothing but the truth?
I have yet to see evidence to the contrary. But indeed, perhaps never lies would be an overstatement.
Way to backpedal. I didn't think AIs ever got flip-floppy like that.
biological neuro-AI is fundamentally similar to an actual human brain. Whether they lie or not is another question. But certainly they are capable of incorrect statements.
Anyway, let's get back to the kid. Where is he?
Unknown. He ran when he saw me. I intended no harm, but he must have assumed the worst. I opted not to pursue, as that might only confirm his suspicions.
What'd he look like?
An Indian child. Estimated age, 11 years. He appeared to be wearing medical scrubs.
Human trafficking.
The boy fled in your direction. It would be wise to search for him. One can logically assume he would have information pertinent to our mission.
Yeah, no shit.
А понимает ли Вульф из выражения типа no shit или что-нибудь типа того, кстати? О, Гекко. Блять, а ты откуда взялся? Я того Гекко видел, этого нет. Че, есть где-нибудь на потолке, кроме дома? Сидят. Так. Ого! Ого! Нихуя себе. С-ранг. Первый мой С-ранг, мне кажется. Так. Я, правда, не понял, за что, но... Ха. Так, это что у нас за говно? Го ниндзя, го ниндзя. Это Ванилайз, да? Ванилайз песня. Бля, я не достал до его этого. Блин, задамажил он меня, да? Падла. Не, на самом деле здесь это на нормале игра довольно неплохо играется.
What you say?
можно сказать.
Oh. Me a Guyanese from Guyana. You speak English? Yeah, I'm from America. Call me Ryden. Me name George, like Georgetown. George. And just like all damn America president. Yeah. So what are you doing here? Me? What the rest of you do here? You lose the map of Ninja Hideout, Ninja Man? No, I'm looking for bad guys. Ah, damn skunter research lab. You know about it? Me know me now go back. Hey, you're not one of them skunt, nah? Nah, I guess you're alright.
А это мне напоминает...
You know who they is?
Господи, у кого еще похожий был...
What happened to you? Oh, maybe live on the street, rake and scrape for a bob, nah?
Сейчас, момент. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Там персонаж из Золушки был. В Золушке это тоже, наверное, было, но я Золушку никогда на английском не смотрел. Мышь, которая говорила со странным акцентом. То, что она говорила по факту, и субтитры отличались, потому что она тоже говорила вот с таким акцентом. Не акцент, это... Как он называется-то, господи? Диалект? Нет, не диалект. Да? Короче, я не пойму, как это. Да, Зак-Зак.
Then this good need dressed like the mafia say, hey boy, you want a job? What the worst gonna happen, nah? But that mother scum don't put me on a ras boat. They pack us all a big old dirty container. Next thing we know, we're here at that zombie lab. All kids like you? Yeah, a lot of boy. But then me been over here what them skunt wanna do. Snuff us out. And got all day organ. So you ran? Uh-huh. You shame me not a bad-ass robot ninja man, same as you! Ha! Me been strongest cyborg ever. Warlock all them phantoms in black clothes that eye pass me. Starting to sound like a bad guy yourself. Just playing, nah? Me done plenty bad thing. But me not kill no man. Nah, never. Good. We tried to warn the boy. I say, IOD's brain gonna get cut out. Run your ass out of there. But them boy with me no understand. They like Spanish or something. So me the only one for escape. Then that machine come after me and... And I know the rest. George, I need every...
Блядь, не пугай ребенка, блядь. Райден.
Oh.
So the kid got into the sewers through a drainage channel?
Yeah, he says the channel is super tight, but there's some kind of shutter next to it.
Got it. That must be where they dumped the waste.
There's something else. It sounds like a Desperado exec was on site yesterday. If a Sentry Cyborg was on hand for the meeting...
You should be able to
Ох
review
ты,
their
двойной
video
кодек,
logs,
нихера себе.
provided you can find a server access terminal. That would give us the evidence we need, as well as a little peek at the level of their technology.
So what about the kid?
I made sure the area was secure and told him to sit tight. Can you pick him up?
Sure. I'll send a couple agents for him.
Каких
You
агентов?
just focus on
Блять,
getting
если
into
у вас
that
есть
lab.
агенты, почему Райден один
What he
ходит?
said is true about the organs. We need to hurry.
Agreed. Riding out.
Так, чекпоинт. Спасибо. Чекпоинт. Давайте Райдена прокачаем, наверное. Так. А потом позвоним по коду. Так. Energy +1, да, надо. Пусть будет, да. Это что, сила +1, да. Мне нравится это оружие, все-таки должен сказать. Клево очень. Endurance куплено. Это куплено. Так, блять, я ж хотел Quick Draw купить. Я дебил, я забыл про это совсем. Sky High. Ладно, пока тогда дальше Давайте Кортни позвоним. Давно Кортни не звонили.
I can't believe what they're doing in there. Guess I shouldn't be so surprised, huh?
Guess not.
Are you gonna help them?
No other choice.
I'll try to help look for someplace that might take them in.
Thanks.
Least I can do. Did you want to save your data?
Да.
All right. Raiden. Good luck out there.
Кстати, вот здесь было бы неплохо, если бы кодек работал как в Peace Walker или МГС-5. Что ты звонишь и на ходу, потому что здесь столько диалогов, возможно, это было бы лучше. Нет.
By the way, I didn't know you spoke Spanish.
I've got the US Army to thank for that. I was in a group called Foxhound, although it doesn't exist on paper. We were isolated from the other soldiers. Day after day of VR training.
I heard about that.
It's not like it was all VR, though. Special Forces guys need advanced physical and communication skills.
Немного знаем
I
про
had to
это.
do all the basic training and language schoolwork, too. We even trained in the Afghan village set up at Fort Polk.
The Afghan village?
They built a mock urban area on a base in Louisiana for training purposes. It was a hell of a lot more realistic than the VR training we had
Хотите
back
сказать,
then.
что он
Nothing
тренировался
compared to cyborg
как будто
training,
бы в
though.
Афганистане?
Having it jacked right in like that.
They say it's so realistic now you can feel your blade cutting through flesh.
You know much about Guyana, Courtney?
Not really. I know the name, but don't ask me anything about what it's like.
You mean you haven't even tried the food?
Nope. No research trips this time. Besides, who knew we'd be running into any Guyanese here? I'm looking now, though.
Где вообще это Гаяна?
Like a lot of their diet is seafood. It's a small coastal nation, so it's probably easy to get fresh fish across the whole
И
country.
почему они там говорят
A
на
lot
таком
of their
ломаном
dishes use
английском?
Indian spices. That's where a lot of their immigrants come from.
Fish with curry, huh? Sounds tasty. But maybe you could finish reading all about the food there after the mission.
Huh? Oh, it just, you know, came up while I was reading up on Guyana in general.
Right, right. Well, let me know if you find anything actually useful.
It just popped up in the search results, I swear.
Последний раз.
Say, Raiden, where'd you get that hat you were wearing?
The sombrero? Well, picked it up at a souvenir store here. I guess I just kind of like the design. Also, when you're on a scout mission, it's vital that
боже
you
мой.
use the local attire to blend into the background.
Yeah. I think it looked pretty good on you. You looked like some kind of mariachi singer.
Oh, you think so?
Yep. Only, that's kind of a problem, too.
How so?
Well, I mean, that sombrero really is meant to be part of a mariachi costume. Mexicans don't wear hats like that normally.
Come on. The guy at the shop told me I'd look just like a local.
Yeah, a local tourist, maybe. Look, you might see a lot of Mexican men wearing sombreros during their daily routines, but, nothing like that. They'd go for something a lot more simple and compact. Something not all that different from cowboy hats in the Old West.
Are you sure?
I don't know if it's true or not, but I have heard one theory about the modern cowboy hat. They say it's based on the sombreros the original Western settlers brought from Mexico. Of course, cowboy hats come in all shapes and sizes, so you can't really say a specific one's the cowboy hat.
Huh. Well, now I know why the locals were so eager to get a look at me.
That wasn't the hat.
No.
Let me ask you something. What do you think you're doing here? I mean, why are you working with me?
Because I choose to. I owe a debt, and I wish to repay it.
A debt, huh? How human of you.
I contest that statement. Many humans possess little or no sense of
Не
obligation
кажется ли
at
Райден
all,
как-то к
and
нему
many are entirely willing to trample their
предвзято
fellow man
относится?
for personal
К
gain.
Вульфу.
I know. But is that it? I mean, you're willing to follow me? Put yourself at risk just because of that? What do you think of what I'm doing here, for example?
A delicate question. I do find it difficult to rationalize your mission to rescue the children. If you wish to save children in need, there are hundreds of millions of others equally in need.
Thanks for the support.
However, we must still uncover the full extent of Desperado's activities. And as such, it is meaningless to debate best practices without sufficient information.
All right, then. No more questions, Your Honor.
Еще раз.
Let me
Последний
ask
раз.
you something.
А, окей.
Because
What do you...
if you and
Борису или Киеву? А, ладно, в жопу. Так, откуда мы... Вот там что у нас получается? Ничего. Тут тупик, да? Еп, здесь пусто. Не очень мне эта локация нравится. Первая была повеселее в Абхазии.
heavy UG activity ahead. It is possible they are conducting test operations while the lab is closed.
They're not going to make it easy to get into that lab. Is there some way you could sneak past?
Сник? Что значит сник? Сник. Ну что, на Sneaking Mission, что ли? Блять. Погоди.
It's a box. How's that going to help? Oh, it's for medical supplies. That could work, actually.
Блять. Я забыл, что здесь есть картонные коробки. Я не могу в коробке позвонить по кодеку. Что за дерьмо? Как так? Я позвоню с экипированной коробкой.
Boris, we've got kids being held inside this lab. I'm getting them out of there.
Copy that. I will discuss with NGO what to do with them afterward.
What are you thinking?
Well, this is difficult. I imagine these are homeless children, taken from streets. Likely they have no home to return to, but we cannot dump them back on streets. We could look for adoptions in US, but some of these kids may be criminals. Could be drug addicts, HIV positive. Not so easy to find homes.
Yeah, wasn't easy for me either. The guys at the relief center were always worried I'd cause problems for my foster family.
Потому
The
что Райден в
alternative is
детстве
putting them in
выглядел
an
как
institution until they grow up.
заправской
But
хулиган.
this has issues as well. Most are already past capacity. Taking on this many street kids at one time would be impossible. Also, it's a matter of fairness. Is it fair to take in these kids here when millions more are dying? I imagine this is why rescue was not part of our contracted mission. The human rights NGOs, they know they can't rescue them all. They must take a wide view and confront the problem of traffickers, not their victims.
Well, we can't just sit here and let them pull kids to pieces.
Duh. On this, we agree.
Я тебе про
For
картонную
now,
коробку хотел
rescue the
смешной
children.
диалог
We'll
послушать.
worry about the fallout later.
Copy that.
Стелс. Ну, конечно, стелс это не особо в этой игре нас. Я не понял, как я оказался наверху. Что? Ладно, в жопу все это. Опс. Так, я немножко сейчас, меня камера немножко смущает. Я не пойму. Блять, почему она разворачивается? Да, это было очень плохо.
We intercepted call for backup during your last fight. The caller's position is on your Soliton radar. You can engage if you wish. It is your choice.
Конечно, engage. Это будет засада, да?
You're under attack!
Опс. Он один был, да? Или еще? А, еще. Так, еще. Опс, их двое. Бля, пропустил удар. О. Так, это будет сложно. Это будет очень сложно. Так, какой рейтинг? А, да. Так, ну ладно. В каждой миссии, как понимаю, по одному такому сайд-квесту есть. Всегда. Я там все собрал. Походу, да. Больше ничего нет. Так. Фу. Здесь мы всех убили. Так, вот жалко, карта не показывает чуть побольше Мне бы понять, куда мне надо. Вот туда или туда? Что из этого сайт? Data storage. А это что у нас? Это лечилка, спасибо. Так. Наверное, налево надо сначала. Мне кажется, это не сюжет. Блять, а может сюжет? На всякий случай, вдруг там кто-нибудь в коробке сидел.
Raiden, I have determined the approximate location of the lab based on the boy's information. It is marked on your Soliton radar.
Так, ну и здесь я, в принципе, вышел бы там же, да? Кто? Блять, это говно. Иди сюда. Господи, как приятно в эту игру играть, это невероятно просто. Надо, да, действительно, надо играть в Нир, надо поиграть в Байонетту, наверное. Я еще хочу как-нибудь Devil May Cry пройти на этом. Наконец-то. Я играл только в третью часть, нормально проходил. И чуть-чуть в четвертую, ну как чуть-чуть, я дошел в четвертую до того момента, когда до Задонта надо играть, потом я дропнул игру. Даже у этих врагов есть стелс-убийство. Интересно. Вопрос только, кто строил вот таких роботов, да? Я понимаю Гекка, блять, еще один. Я понимаю Гекка, я понимаю этих мелких, как они называются, я забыл. Они не Гекка, нифига. Рукастые, да? Кое-как. Я понимаю вот этих гигантских киборгов с руками, блять. Блять, он меня увидел. Ну как так? Эх, промазал. Просто это что за боевая такая машина? Вообще, для чего она нужна? Была бы, могла быть. Так, лечилка, лечилка, это хорошо. Здесь я был, здесь я все осмотрел. Отсюда мы пришли. Вот сюда, по идее, надо, да? Или нет, вот сюда надо, по идее. Отлично. Значит, здесь секретик какой-то. Погодите, или их не надо убивать?
Raiden, I have discovered the entrance to the lab. Sending coordinates to your Soliton radar.
И мне очень нравится, что в этой игре минимум притормаживаний. Так. Райден, может, ты ее нахер это снесешь?
Raiden, I said earlier this is an infiltration mission. But if it comes to combat when rescuing the children, so be it.
Он вообще...
If enemy cyborgs attack, you are free to respond with all available force.
I figured.
Attacking first, that would be a gray area. Legally speaking.
Он замечал вообще? Он вроде мониторит операцию. Он видел вообще, что происходит?
Yeah, I doubt it too.
Just keep your hands off all non-combatants. That would violate international law, not to mention morals of company.
I hear you. Miss Trawl mentioned someone from her past. Any idea who that could have been?
None. I checked her file again, couldn't find a thing. Definitely not Dolzaev. Probably not Sundowner either.
No. The way she put it, it didn't sound like anyone I've encountered so far. Maybe someone involved in backing Desperado.
If so, sounds like they're providing more than just financing. Maybe they share the same philosophy.
That'd be bad. People willing to die for their leaders aren't so easy to predict.
Yeah, but other than the wins, Desperado's cyborgs are all just hired contractors. They're probably emotion suppressed with nanos or drugs or whatever, but that's about
it. А как это работает, интересно?
You're probably right.
Как это сказать? Отключала, так сказать, эмоции, подавляла эмоции. Это система как раз патриотов, SOP, да? У отдельных же нет своих организаций такой херни. Тем более после того, как патриотов больше не существует.
You know, I've never really developed a taste for climbing through sewers. And Guadalajaras aren't exactly wowing me either. This place isn't gonna go up in flames, right? I think I saw something about that in the briefing.
You're talking about 1992? What a mess. Over 200 people killed. That was almost a half-century ago, though. You smell anything off? Before the explosions, residents complained they smelled gas from the sewers.
I'm in a sewer, Kev. You think I've got my smell receptors on? Local air analysis doesn't show anything potentially poisonous or explosive, though.
Блять, хорошо быть Райденом.
Besides, little gas explosion's probably not gonna kill someone like you.
Well, that's very encouraging. Seriously, though, Guadalajara is not a bad place, at least from what I've seen.
Oh, it's not. Second largest city in Mexico, after all. I've actually spent a lot of time down there. It's got a lot of charm. The architecture is a fusion of Latin and old colonial Spanish culture. The city's historic district is home to a massive cathedral overlooking the whole town. It's always bustling. It's a lot of fun just kicking back and watching the locals. Walking around the Libertad, taking in the sun with a cerveza in one hand, mariachi band nearby. No better way to spend a weekend, let me tell you.
If this PMC thing doesn't work out, you'd make one hell of a tour guide. Meanwhile, I'm down in this dark, filthy, humid, cramped sewer.
Also, if you ask me, the girls over there are the hottest in all of Mexico. You wouldn't believe some of the chicas I've chatted up. On the street, in the shopping malls, at the bars.
Sounds like better company than a robo-wolf and a bunch of plague-ridden mice.
Well, hang in there. I'll buy you a shot of tequila after we wrap this up. The city of tequila's not far, actually. That's where it originated.
I'll take you up on that. Now let's get this over with.
Когда-нибудь я просто на ютубе послушаю все диалоги по кодеку, наверное, из игры. Потому что я уверен, я кучу пропустил вообще. И за прошлое прохождение, и за это. Ну, за это понятно. Так. Так. Камера. Конечно же, блядь, еще одна камера. К счастью, камеры здесь гораздо тупее, чем в МГС, да? Это, погодите, этот коридор. Это сейчас здесь будет фраза про Doom?
Ah, this would appear to be the UG maintenance area. You should find a terminal there. Something they use to upload mission parameters to the UGs.
And something I can use to access the lab's main server?
Perhaps. But first you need to take a dump.
Wait, what?
A dump? A digital optical output mounted proxy. You'll need one to interface with the terminal. Most any UG should suffice. A tripod or the like.
I'll see what I can come up with.
Raiden, take
How
the
do I
dump.
use it?
Simply connect to it. You should be able to use your communications outlay to control the proxy UG.
All right, let's give it a shot.
Так, вот и стелс-миссия первая, мне кажется, да? Почти. А Ост выходил отдельно, кстати, у этой игры? Они не заметили, да? Вы не заметили, ребят?
Right. I thought you said stealth ops were your specialty.
Гекко? А, это хуйня. Опс. Бля, мне вот эта штука очень нравится. Ты еще жив? Не, он мертв.
Raiden, if they continue to increase security, they may shut out all outside network connections. Please do your best to avoid being seen.
Да все окей, я так и хотел. Так, сейчас. Че, я не могу это стекло сломать? Что за дерьмо? Так, сейчас, момент, я забыл, что мне делать. А, погодите, разве не сейчас стелс-секция? И неожиданный поворот. А вот и все дети, которых надо было спасти. Стелс! Один меня задел, один меня подстрелил, зараза.
Is it over?
For now, yeah. But that room, Those were cyborg brain casings.
Duh. We saw.
George said they were harvesting organs from kids.
Yes. This must be why they are trafficking children. Perhaps other organs are being sold elsewhere, but they are definitely taking the brains.
Jesus. Are they making these kids into cyborgs?
Wait. The cyborgs you've been fighting, did they seem like they might be kids? You said earlier that child soldiers have a telltale approach to combat.
Yeah, but I didn't see it here. Those weren't kids.
So, what? Desperados just doing the surgeries there?
We've got to do something about all those brains. And the other kids George was talking about. He just escaped a few hours ago. They couldn't have taken all their brains out that fast.
True. There could still be a bunch of kids they haven't touched yet.
I better move.
Так, чекпоинт, да? Чекпоинт. Пора кастомизировать Ройдена. Так. Так. А чё я хотел качнуть ему? Я забыл. Скилл. Вот эту штуку я хотел. Квикдро. Я не знаю, что она дает. А все остальное, что доступно, сейчас у меня куплено. Да, вот я его купил. Так, и пусть будет Sky High, потом посмотрю, что это такое. Lightning Strike. Fallen Lightning. Fallen Lightning. Хе-хе-хе-хе-хе-хе. Так, сейчас я на секунду отойду. Пусть пока он по кодеку говорит.
I'm worried about the kids they haven't got to yet. But what about those brain units? They're just brains, but they're still alive. I won't just abandon them.
Duh. I will discuss with Doctor. There must be artificial bodies they can use, not like the combat type you have. Maintenance must be considered, of course. But with today's technology, they can at least live comfortably enough as cyborgs.
Yeah, maybe. Physically, anyway. Society may say otherwise.
Yes, but we will worry about such problems after they are rescued. For now, though, let us concentrate on the intact children first.
You got it.
Ого, он почти не болтал. Где пульт?
Raiden, I said
Да
earlier
ты это
this
говорил,
is
Вася.
attack, but that would.
You have entered the lab.
Yeah. You're
Oops,
falling behind,
блин.
Wolf.
My apologies.
It's fine. Just get here as soon as you can.
I have failed in my duties as a scout. There is no excuse. This has never happened to me before.
I said it's fine, Wolf. It's no big deal. Just get here ASAP, okay?
Thank you. I shall redeem myself. I swear that to you.
Yeah, okay. So, how much do you know about how Desperados operated?
I was at the lowest possible tier of information disclosure, beneath standard contractors. As it was explained to me, contractors need at least some information divulged to them. I did not. As a machine, I had no contract and no rights. I was kept in the dark. My knowledge is no deeper than what is already generally known throughout the industry.
Couldn't you hack into their network or something? You're an AI.
Perhaps, if I had free access to a computer. Also, hands.
Да.
Those are necessary to operate a keyboard.
Yeah, but you are a computer.
It is not so simple. There are protocol issues. Neural AIs are far closer in structure to the human brain than standard von Neumann architecture computers.
Well, I would have tried anyway. Did you have contact with anyone besides Mistral?
I engaged in tandem field operations with Sam on several occasions. However, he was even more difficult for me to comprehend than Mistral.
I bet.
Окей. Так. Дальше сейчас наконец-то должен быть типа стелс наш. Да. Такое ощущение, что я до хера пропускаю. Ей, мы наконец-то за маленького Гекко играем. Так.
These guys are pretty jumpy now. Any funny business, and they might just open fire.
Try latching onto cyborgs' heads from behind. Then, an electric shock should knock them unconscious.
И вот теперь у нас... Да, если он нас видит, враги, мне кажется, они сразу нас выпиливают. Тут есть VR-миссии дополнительные, где надо на более сложных локациях с ними возиться. Так. Доп вот эти в VR, да, которые? Там вроде они довольно прикольно сделаны. Есть, во всяком случае, забавненькие такие. Да что вам? Вы хотите стелс-экшен, что ли? Куда идет? Блин. Гаденыш. Хорошо, что он не слышит. Дворф Райдер. Что? Что это? Ранг Б! Это из-за времени, да? Окей.
That terminal is most likely designed to download mission data and such into the UGs. Let's try using it to access the lab server.
А,
Raiden, I found something. In one of the Sentry Cyborg's visual logs. Guess who shows up?
Кто же?
Patch it through.
Right away.
Then send us what you do have. We've already commenced the outplaying.
The Sears program?
Sears Program.
Same one old Georgie boy used on the kids in Liberia. Of course, it's right straight to the
Sears, это же Solidus, да?
feels as real as anything else. Your work is astonishing. And your work is late. We need to ship before our cover is blown. We've got some assholes snooping around.
We just do not have the full quantity yet. Each brain has its own unique requirements. It's not like we can just pop them out with an ice cream scoop.
All right. Make your point.
Oh, thank you for understanding.
Send what you have now or destroy any unharvested inventory.
Okay? But have you any idea what they cost?
Last I checked, children weren't exactly rare in the part of the world. Millions of them.
Кто его озвучивает, кстати?
You can get more once we set up a new lab. They lead lives of hunger and pain. We're performing a service here for them and the cities they burden.
But just gathering the donors required a significant investment.
Yes, you'll get the money. Accounting will be in touch.
Gracias. I assure you we will dispose of our inventory the instant we can confirm payment.
Are we done here? I've got a full slate today. Tecumseh is a demanding mistress, and America has suffered long enough.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Let me see you out.
Sears
You see
Program.
that, Kev? Imani's killer.
Desperado's chief of operations goes by Sundowner, the Californian wildfire.
The kids.
Think we're too late?
Only one way to find out. George was still alive. Maybe the payment hasn't come through yet.
Maybe. But you heard what he said. They've already started some brains on VR training.
There must be more than just what I found here. What about the VIP in the suit?
I'll find out. He definitely seemed familiar.
Right. I'm going after the kids.
Почему он про Sears Program никому не говорит? Может, мне надо было по кодеку позвонить, узнать? Борис, расскажи-ка мне ты.
Any idea who the guy in the suit is, Boris?
No. I feel like maybe I have seen him before. But I am not so up to date on US news like Kevin.
Isn't that kind of stuff important given the business you're in? And Maverick's based in Nevada. I know you're only there a few times a year, but still.
This is why I have staff in America. Excellent workers. They run place for me. No questions asked.
That's not really what I'm talking about, Boris. Any idea who the guy...
Понятно,
but
понятно.
This is...
Who's the guy in the suit?
Doc's on it. He's running his face through for a match as we speak. But we only got a glimpse. Hard to pull a full set of features to match a photo with. We're gonna need some more time.
Got it.
He definitely looks familiar. But I have no idea where I would have seen him.
Too bad we can't run a search on your brain.
Sometimes it might be nice.
Hey, Kev. That piece of shit who killed Imani. Is he one of those almighty winds?
Yeah. Goes by Sundowner. It's a folk name for this warm air current in Southern California. He's also, well, not the formal head of Desperado, but pretty much their de
А нам
facto
его
leader.
имя до этого говорили, да, Сандаунер? Я забыл.
Born in Alabama, family was poor. Solid student, decent grades, but no money for college, so he joined the army. Says he fought in Panama in '89, then Iraq, Iraq again, Afghanistan. In 2008, he drops out of the service and starts doing merc work for various PMCs. He was active all through the SOP years. Built up quite a reputation. Apparently, the Sundowner handle comes from all the blood he leaves behind. Looks like the sunset. Anyway, an IED put him out of action for a few years. But then, cyborg tech brought him out of retirement. The Army investigated him for possible war crimes. A few times, looks like.
Почему вы про Сирса не
Desecrating
говорите?
remains, torturing POWs, some wrongful deaths. No convictions, though.
Pretty rosy past, huh? Not that I'm one to talk.
Hey, come on, buddy. You know that's not fair. You were just a kid. You didn't know what you were doing. And it's not like they gave you a choice.
Yeah. Thanks, Kev. Kev, you dig up anything more on Jetstream, Sam?
Yeah, actually a bit. Still a lot of missing pieces.
I'll take what I can.
Right. Full name, Samuel Rodriguez. Born in Brazil, so I guess that'd be more like Samuel Rodriguez. He's actually not one of the Winds of Destruction. He's not even a Desperado employee.
Yeah. Didn't seem like your typical PMC to me.
His father ran a Brazilian Kenjutsu dojo.
Kenjutsu? That's a school of Japanese swordplay.
Mm-hmm. A lot of Japanese immigrated to Brazil way back when. They brought martial arts with them. Those evolved and became their own offshoots. You've heard of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right? It's their variation on Judo. Brazilian Kenjutsu's the same kind of thing. A different evolution of the old samurai sword skills. Bit of capoeira and some other stuff mixed in. Anyway, I did some digging. Apparently, the Rodriguez dojo was a big proponent of the Uridachi style.
Uridachi, a.k.a. Setsujinken, the murdering sword. Basically the polar opposite of my sword of justice.
Rodriguez Kenjutsu uses kicks, sword butts, even throws. Unpredictable and very deadly. Anyway, this is interesting. Sam's father was killed by one of his pupils. There were rumors one of the cartels was involved, but it's not clear how or why. After that, Sam disappears for a while, then comes back, kills the guy who killed his dad, and leaves Brazil. He travels the world for a while, taking odd jobs, bodyguard, cleaner for the mob, etc., etc. Made a big name for himself in the criminal underworld, especially in Central and South America. One story has Sam taking out a mafia hit squad, 10 men, all with assault rifles, using only his sword.
Not unheard of for a cyborg.
This was back in the early 2000s.
Come on. He did that without enhancements?
Райден.
And pre-SOP?
Вспомни, как ты Арсенал Гир штурмовал.
And he's a cyborg now, so he could only be stronger. Not to freak you out or anything.
I told you, Kev. I got a reading on his fighting style from last time, and my body's been upgraded. I'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh. I know you will be.
Hey, Kev. You have anything on that sword Sam was using? Didn't seem like your garden variety
Ладно, все, это
high-frequency
последний раз,
blade.
когда звонил был.
It's not. It's a samurai sword. The real deal. 16th century make. Handed down in his family ever since. Sam had it recast as a high-frequency blade. Doesn't say by who.
Is this something I need to worry about?
Maybe. You know the basics of sword making, right? The harder the metal, the better it cuts, but also the more brittle it is. So a sword's gotta be sturdy, but also just pliable enough to absorb shock without breaking. Walking that line, striking that balance, that's what makes sword crafting an art. Japanese swords fuse different types of iron, each with different amounts of carbon. Different levels of flexibility, in other words. So the blade can be tough and razor sharp.
And that gets multiplied when the sword gets the HF treatment?
Yeah. Basically, the high-frequency upgrade sets the blade vibrating really, really fast, right? That vibration acts on the electron shells of atoms in the sword and the local electromagnetic field. When the EMF achieves resonance, the blade's bonding is strengthened. At a quantum level, it's like the entire sword is made up of the exact same particle type. It also disrupts any atoms it comes into contact with. Say, those that make up the target. Their electron clouds shrink from exposure to quantum decoherence at the Planck scale. In other words, it electrically severs the bonds that keep the target's atoms together.
You lost me around the EMF part.
Меня примерно так же.
And that's the dumbed down explanation. To be honest, even I don't understand all the details. Point is, an HF upgrade is like an amplifier. It multiplies what's already there. So Sam's badass blade might give him the edge. I mean, you know what I mean.
The original sword was really that good?
Sounds like it. Says here it's a Murasama blade.
Murasama. Sounds familiar.
One of the top 10 best-known sword makers worldwide, easy. In Japan, he is legendary. They say his swords thirst for blood, that they choose who will wield them, you know, that sort of thing.
Ooh, now I really am scared.
I know, right?
На, окей, ладно. Никто не хочет говорить про то, что вообще-то это связано с Райденом, с его детством. Кто это был? Это был ты. Так. Чел спит. Насколько этично убивать врагов, которые спят? Так. Я, кстати, не посмотрел новые приемы. Так, что там? Дроу атак. Квадратик удерживать. Зандер страйк. Вниз, вверх. Скай хай. Вверх, вверх, квадратик. Так. Охуенно! Опс. Чувак, я не хотел тебя убить. Хотел. Так. Так, дальше. Вверх-вверх квадратик, да? Вверх-вверх. Что? Этим я, наверное, пользоваться не буду. Так, и что я еще взял? Взял какие-то... Lamentation. Вот это что ли? Квадратик, квадратик, треугольник, квадратик. Нет, вот это. Вниз, вверх, квадратик. И... вниз, вверх, квадратик. О, треугольник. Так. И в прыжке теперь. Да? Или нет? Блять, я там пропустил какую-то хуйнюшку. О, за Гекка надо было играть. Можно его еще раз за это активировать? Нельзя, да? Блин. Ну ладно. Блять. Обидно. Так увлекся этих убивать врагов здесь. Endurance плюс 1. Так. Все, больше здесь ничего нет. Блять, как обидно-то, а?
Raiden. We can't find George.
What?
Maybe the coordinates you sent us were off?
No way. I merged the GPS location of our entry with all my movement data from that point on.
This is bad.
You think they got to him first?
I don't know. I'll have our guys sweep the area.
Thanks. I better keep moving.
Хе-хе-хе-хе, прикольно, я не знал-то про эту фишку. Склады. О нет, это же тот самый босс из Азер М.
The bastard is blocking the way. Push that thing back.
Так. Блин. Я немножко ступанул.
It has switched to biped mode. Careful. It is whole new battle now.
А что это вообще такое? Yeah, rules of nature. А, кот, привет. Ой, блин. Плохо получилось, плохо. А, ранг все равно дали, окей. Это какой-то не до Metal Gear был.
Right. I knew I'd seen that guy before. Stephen Armstrong.
Yeah.
As in Colorado Senator Stephen Armstrong. They're already talking about him as a shoo-in for the nomination in 2020. And get this. 2 years ago, a federal grand jury investigated his ties to a certain private...
World Marshal. One of the biggest PMCs out there. I remember.
The biggest, ever since the Big Five split up. Not to mention the single largest investor in military cyborg R&D in the world. Guess that answers the question of who's backing Desperado.
Marshall and Desperado in bed together. Should make for some fun headlines.
Headlines? This is World Marshal and a U.S. Senator we're talking about. There won't be any headlines. Even without the Patriots filter, no major media outlet will investigate allegations like these. It'd be financial and political suicide.
So we just what? Sit back while they keep carving up kids, stand aside while they build an army of cyborgs? You heard them. We shut down one lab, they build another. They're planning something
Кажется,
big.
Райден начинает терять
We can't just
самообладание.
wait for it to happen. We need to hit them first and hit them hard where it counts.
No, Raiden, no. I know what you're thinking, and just no. Colorado is in America, and America has these things called laws.
Mm-hmm. And law enforcement in Denver was privatized and farmed out to...
Marshall, yes, so what? There are still laws, and it's their headquarters, for Christ's sakes. You'd be heading right into the heart of a raging shitstorm.
I didn't say it would be easy. We'll figure it out once the kids are safe.
Jesus Christ. Kevin out.
Никто даже не... Блять, такое ощущение, что всем... Ну, они как бы не очень понимают, почему Райден так, ну, реагирует на это дерьмо. Почему он хочет остановить, собственно, это все. Блин, я думал, это что-то типа этот бонус какой-то лежит. Так, блин, жизнь я потратил до херища. Кстати, а я не помню, кто здесь босс. Так, чекпоинт. Пора... Раз чекпоинт, то пора кастомизировать Райдена. Погоди, это был босс? Так. Окей. Я не понял, а на что мне, собственно, деньги тратить? Lightning Strike? Нужен он мне? Fallen Strike. Так, как они делаются? Интересно. Так. Help. Так, вверх-вверх треугольник, окей. А второй, который я пропустил, походу, да? Fallen Strike, да, он назывался? Или нет? Стоп. Я не понял, где он. Ладно, пофигу. Так, вверх-вверх треугольник. Не знаю. Допустим. Опс, что это было? Не уверен, что это хорошая штука.
Ah, an artificial blood cryopreserver. They must have begun preparatory freezing.
What do you mean?
That device is filled with synthetic blood plasma. It can slow the metabolism of a harvested organ, circulating this plasma to sustain oxygen levels. You can preserve an arm, a brain, any body part for several hours.
So what are they freezing, and why?
Мозги.
Not say. Perhaps they plan to sell off the organs of the children they were told to dispose of.
Unbelievable.
You had best hurry, Raiden.
Right.
Блин, мне обидно, что я ту штучку пропустил, конечно, за Гекко. Так. Unbelievable. Спел.
Shit.
Или нет?
Hey, stop right there.
George. Raiden?
Так, а вот он какого-то актера напоминает этот чувак.
An anesthetic in smaller doses. But breathe too much of it. And adios, muchachos. Break that glass, and I'll blow his brains out. Surrender, or decide the needs of the many or the needs of the few.
Raiden, don't worry about me now.
Quiet, pendejo. Surrender. I won't ask again.
George, are you sure? I'm ready. Me life now so precious. Ting, what if we can take this skunt to hell with me?
Cállate.
That's all I needed to hear.
Stop it! Now! I'll kill him, I swear!
Ну как, кусочек Джорджа мы сохранили. Б-ранг. Погоди, ну ладно, пусть будет Б-ранг. Морячи. Кастомайз Райден Боди. Ну давайте посмотрим. Так. Охуеть, он стоит 20 тысяч. Вы что, ёбнулись? Так. Бля, я только что деньги все потратил. А у него все по 12, да, по десяточке. Понятно, я ничего купить не могу. Скиллы новые могу купить. 16 тысяч за скилл. Блять, вот я дебил, конечно. Купил ненужные мне скиллы, теперь у меня нет денег на... Ни на что. Ну что? Соединенные Штаты?
President Hamilton is on his way to the Middle East this morning for his scheduled visit with Pakistani President Farouk Salam. The meeting is viewed as an attempt by the U.S. to strengthen relations amidst a surge of anti-American sentiment in the region.
Yo, me ninja brother!
George, good to see you up and about. How you feeling?
Эй, помнишь, ты мне руку отрубил?
No pain, no mafasta while them hunger space eat, and me never ever feel so awake, nah!
That's because your blood sugar levels are being maintained automatically. Beats the hell out of coffee.
Oh! Me been here you go while I got them scone in the base. Why the rasta you not take me with ya, huh?
Damn it, Doc. Sorry, kid. You'd just be in the way.
Aw.
Besides, I thought you didn't want to be a killer, right?
Me don't, but...
Killing isn't fun and games. Remember that.
Right.
Райден собирается нарушить закон.
That's all I needed to hear.
It yearns to bathe in the blood of your enemies, but you hold it back.
Yeah, just remember that.
Наверное, не так надо останавливать машину. Хотя это, погодите, это американские полицейские, может быть, они только так и останавливают машину.
Raiden, what is this, Kernia? You cannot resign.
Sorry, Boris, it's done. Can't have a Maverick employee involved in a corporate raiding now, can we?
You could at least come talk to me.
No. It was time to break away from the old team, Boris. Past time.
You cannot take on Marshall all by yourself.
I won't sit by while they butcher little kids and ship their parts around like meat. It's sick.
It's not all so simple, Raiden. They import those brains legally. For medical purposes, it's all done.
Being legal doesn't make it right.
Raiden,
Hold that thought.
Да, там много раз про это можно было в кодеке послушать. Что, в принципе, они, так как они на поле боя, они зарегистрированная PMC-компания, они имеют право в рамках самообороны убивать. То есть в каждой и в первой, и во второй миссии там было про это сказано. Сейчас же Райден, во-первых, он ушел из компании, во-вторых, он на территории Соединенных Штатов собирается, собственно, убивать. Это про Думп уже было. То есть эти PMC не могут действовать на, как я понял, на территории Соединенных Штатов.
I will patrol ahead.
Military cyborg, you are not licensed to operate in this area. You're a violation
Код
of
в
state
предыдущей
federal
миссии
law.
у него была стелс-инфильтрация.
Guess you better arrest me then.
Эта стелс-инфильтрация была очень странной.
183-104.7, threatening a peace officer. Deadly force is authorized.
Чуваки, вы видите, как он выглядит? Чуваки, серьезно, вот серьезно. Ну это самооборона. Опс, пропустил. Блядь, пропустил. Не знаю, со стороны Райдена это выглядит как самооборона, наверное. Так, мувмент на копье один в один с Ninja Gaiden, да? Блин, во, Ninja Gaiden еще надо как-нибудь поиграть.
Yes, товарищ.
Так, погодите, какой нахер товарищ? Разве я могу по коду позвонить? Могу.
Wolf, I'll handle the police. You're on scout duty again.
Affirmative. Exercise caution. They may be private police, but
Private
their
police.
specs are military grade.
Private police, конечно. Не, он говорит, вы можете меня арестовать. Так, кстати. Погодите, они у него спросили вот else you got? Чуваки, у вас дела не очень хорошо идут, понимаете? Так.
The road is blocked by barricades. We will proceed through the buildings. You will follow me.
Так. Тут ничего нету нигде. Так, а что это за город? Мы в Нью-Йорке или где? Я что-то это прослушал. Пятибанк. Полковник стал лучше. Ой, блин, пропустил удар. Ай! Мне теперь обидно каждый раз, когда удары пропускаю. Fuck the police. Так, а куда вообще бежать-то?
HQ, requesting the zone be designated for heightened security. Roger. Upgrading security status.
Чуваки, вам это не поможет. Он что, видел Райдена? Они Райдена видели. Эй, какого хера? Что? Еще один остался.
We intercepted call for backup during your last fight. The caller's position is on your Soliton radar. You can engage if you wish. It is your choice.
Интересно, что мне сейчас продолжает помогать Борис, несмотря на то, что мы ушли из его PMC.
Here comes more of them.
Так. Опс, я поспешил. Очень сильно поспешил. Бля, я всасываю. Чё за нахер? Подождите, почему я не могу его заблокировать? Бля, вот это я обосрался, конечно. Оф. Обидно, очень обидно. Ее можно заюзать? Да. Больше здесь вроде ничего. Так, нам сюда, но мы пойдем снизу, наверное, да, как воспитанные люди. О, там что-то лежит на втором этаже.
Raiden, what's your status?
They trashed my car. I'll have to go the rest of the way on foot.
Ты в здание
You really
зашел.
have to do this.
Look, I'm fed up with all of it. Companies like ours, yours, bend the laws when it suits business. Why not bend it when it can save innocent lives?
Raiden.
Boris, listen to me. That VR training, they'll be warped into killing machines. They'll be set on POWs, civilians. It'll be one atrocity after another.
Like what you went through.
Ну да, это же называется Sears Program, блядь.
You saw what happened with George. I'm doing this, Boris. I have to. I can't save those kids from becoming cyborgs, but I can stop them from becoming murderers.
Say you succeed. Say you get all the brains back. Then what?
Just so happens I know un great cybernetic surgeon.
Doctor, but he cannot.
You won't change my mind, Boris. This is my fight now.
And your wife and son? What of them?
They're in New Zealand. Safe. Rose would understand why I have to do this.
Yep.
All right, damn you. You do realize Marshall has the contract for law enforcement throughout the city. They are the law in Denver.
Ah, Denver, okay.
We've met.
Well then. Officially, Maverick Incorporated condemns you and your actions as unlawful. And a pain in the asshole. Now, increase your codec encryption. Do not worry about the lag.
And unofficially?
I'll do all I can over the codec to help. I do not like what those Mudaki are doing any more than you.
Спасибо, товарищ. Спасибо.
Yes, товарищ.
Wait. Стоп, что? Кто это? Так, то есть теперь у меня по кодеку снова все, да? Окей, это было недолго. Бля, я не знаю, им звонить это здорово, очень интересно слушать, но это так много времени занимает. Это так много времени занимает. У Маверика своя... А, Маршал, то есть... Да. Маршал, извините, а не Маршал. Маверик это наша PMC.
Jesus, Raiden, this is a little over the top. I mean, I've seen you pull some shit before, but this, it...
You should know me better than that by now, Kev.
I thought I did. Look, I know there's no legal way to stop World Marshal, but there has got to be an alternative to going on a rampage smack dab in the center of Denver.
No alternatives, Kev. I'm getting those kids out.
Raiden, that VR training, it's like what you did in Liberia?
Judging by what Sundowner said in Mexico, yeah. That scientist called it the Sears program.
After ex-President George Sears, aka Solidus Snake.
Yep. Ironic that kid shares his name. Solidus trained child soldiers in Liberia while working as a CIA paramilitary. It's not a happy memory. All the drugs, the non-stop violence, it destroyed my sense of judgment completely. I was made to kill soldiers, POWs, civilians.
Raiden.
The next thing I know, Jack's back. I thought it was all in the past, but there I am, attacking a child.
You didn't have any other choice. Other kids would have died.
That's not the problem. I lost my cool back there. All I could do was think how much I wanted that guy dead.
A lot of us would have done the same.
Even if it meant killing George?
He's not dead, though. Actually, he really digs his new body.
Either way, I'm shutting this program down.
Пошел ты
Maybe
нахуй,
they've gotten
Кевин.
better than me. They don't actually have to kill anyone in reality. But they're still going through the motions, having it pumped straight into their senses, just like real life.
All right. Just give me a call if there's anything I can do.
Sure. Raiden out.
Мне нравится, у него голос такой уже
I heard
становится.
what happened, Raiden. I don't know if I can offer much help, but at least I'm still here to save your data, okay?
Автоматический чекпоинт.
If things get bad, go
Чё?
ahead and delete it.
If worse comes to worse, I'll do it. But we're on an encrypted line, so we should be okay. Did you want to save?
Теперь я не хочу через тебя сохраняться.
By the way, what did Boris mean when he said those brains were for medical purposes?
They're not just spare parts. Legally, they have human rights. They just don't have bodies. They aren't covered under the Arms Trade Treaty. They can even be legally adopted.
Adopted? They're brains.
Not as the law sees it. These are street kids after all. Most of them have no ID or papers whatsoever. Local mobs gather these kids up, declare them for adoption, and then send them off to a U.S. medical facility for treatment.
So you're saying Desperado didn't actually buy those kids? Directly, at least?
They're not stupid. Just evil. The basic idea is that the Mafia has these orphan kids, and Desperado pulled their brains, right? Now they need treatment, so the Mafia sends them to the medical facility to get them new bodies.
A World Marshal medical facility.
One that only exists on paper. Once the brains cross the border, next stop is World Marshal HQ. The plan is to put them into factory bodies and assemble the cyborgs here in Denver.
Pretty convoluted process.
If there's a silver lining to all this, it's that the first brains only shipped a month ago. Doc confirmed that in the data he's collected. You can speed up the VR training process for AIs, but not with human beings. So it's likely none of the kids have completed training yet.
Thank God.
That training, though. Sorry. I should get back. We can talk later.
Окей. Так. Бля, красивый офис. Были. О, Гекко, с ними так давно не дрались. Опс. Опс. Еще бы чуть-чуть, и Райден бы в окно вылетел. Еще?
Ryden, you will find an elevator inside that office. Use it to reach the roof. Traveling atop buildings will minimize enemy encounters.
Нихуя себе, у них толстые стекла здесь. Так. Ничего больше нету, да? Сколько там времени еще есть? Так.
No, there's a rumor the MIBs come from Area 51.
Ладно, и... Бля, может быть, не стоило их убивать вообще. Опс. Мне нравится, Райден шинкует полицию здесь, да? В принципе, хоть это и частная полиция, все дела. Но как это потом... Твист какой клевый будет с этим к концу уровня ближе.
More Patriot intel. Bring me more, and maybe I can develop something interesting from it.
Doc, what's your status?
I am reviewing the pre-flight checklist now. I have hired contractors to handle shipping the brain units. We should be airborne in just a few minutes.
You sure you can pilot that chopper by yourself?
Right, of course. Need I remind you that we live in the golden age of unmanned flight? Even manned helicopters possess a robust semi-automatic mode. It is simple,
Да,
really.
красивый город,
So
конечно.
simple that I can continue to monitor your status and world marshal security from the pilot seat. I must say, for the world's largest PMC, their security procedures are quite poor. Quite poor. Sadly, I did not have the necessary permissions to override their plans. Nevertheless, the data I did find should prove most useful. So please, do feel free to contact me whenever you like.
Appreciate it, Doc.
Well, it's not every day one has the chance to collect so many brains. Think of the data, the research. Oh, and of course, your personal safety was a concern as well.
Вертолеты? Драка с вертолетами? Нет. Блядь, ну конечно, конечно, конечно. Меняем коробку на бочку. Можно ее завалить здесь, да? Блять, это надо удерживать сейчас. Да, блять, Райден. Да, Райден, твою мать. А, удерживать надо R1. Все, я понял. Окей. Теперь я доволен. Нам сюда?
HQ, we could use some support.
Они меня не видели, да? Готов. Очень, очень мне нравится здесь боевка все-таки. Как-то я ее не особо прочувствовал, когда первый раз игру проходил, конечно. А, ой, я неплохо упал-то. Так, я видел там секретик. Почему у этой игры нет ёбаного сиквела? Господи. Блядь! Третий удар нельзя заблочить. Что-то я всасываю. Бля, додж очень плохо работает у меня. Вау. Так, додж не спасает. Окей. Фух. Еще один. Так, чекпоинт будет? Если да... Да, чекпоинт. Окей, тогда я сейчас кастюмизирую Райдена, и это, наверное, все. Фу. Опс, не туда зашел. Так. Надо Райдену прокачивать по ходу жизни, да? Да и не только жизни. Ему дохерища что надо прокачивать. Так, Мейнблейд. Пауэр может прокачать? Так. Пусть энергия. А, я могу все им прокачать, окей. Отлично. Так, ну это все, да, нормально. Сейчас сохранимся через эту, как ее зовут-то, блин. Как ее зовут? Кортни.
Raiden? Once you get those brains back, what are we gonna do with them?
I still gotta discuss that with Doc. He's still got the brains from Mexico, but the human rights group wouldn't take them in. It didn't sound like it was going too smoothly.
Yeah, that's what he told me too. I can understand the NGO's position, but these kids, they're completely helpless in all this.
I know. We don't have nearly enough cyborg bodies for all of them. And if we want to give them child-sized bodies, it'd have to be almost entirely custom-made. For now, Doc's sending virtual environment data to their brains, just like their VR training. At least that should help cut down on their stress levels.
Yeah, but that only works up to a point, doesn't it? Doc said he can't simulate realistic human interaction with the tech we have right now. They must be lonely.
And they know lonely. None of them had families. That, or they were abandoned by them. For some of them, the real world might not be a whole lot different. You know what my childhood was like. I'd take life in an empty room by myself over that any day.
Raiden.
It's a work in progress, for sure. But Doc will work something out.
Так, ну окей, на этом можно и заканчивать. Фу, это что? Это получается 3-я миссия, да? Их всего 5, по-моему, я не помню. То есть игра не особо долгая, на самом деле. Да, все. Всем пока, всем спасибо. Всем пока.